collectors, you'll never guess where we are. We're at the Monroeville Convention Center and we're doing the 27th annual MAC show. I can't believe that it's 27 years now, and I think that this is probably one of the best shows we've had so far. This location is fantastic. You just couldn't do any better. We've sold all the tables, 1,200 tables, and I swear to God, if you came to buy a table today, we'd have to turn you down. I've never seen that before. Even though there's a bad economy, you would never know it in there. Money's flying around. Great things are being bought and sold. It's really unbelievable. And I gotta say, it's fulfilling too. It maybe took 27 years to get to this point, but it feels good. It was really worth the effort. We have all the top dealers here. Lots of people from Europe. We have people from Asia. We even have people from China here. I mean, it's really something. If you've never been to a MAC show, you need to come and see what it's all about. The show is not like a gun show where there's 10,000 people walking through the aisles. There's maybe only a paid gate of 700 or 800 people, but you got about 2,400 dealers here too, and collectors that are behind the table. So you think, well, that doesn't sound like that many people. But the difference is they're all here to buy something. It's really, really great. And everybody is having a ball. The restaurants are filled in the whole area. It's great. You gotta come to one of the shows. Come next year. It's the first weekend of October. If you've never been to a MAX, you've really missed what collecting's all about. Many great people, great conversations. You stand in the elevator, people are saying, well, my bank account is out. I'm up to my limit on the credit cards. I got no traveler's checks left, and I got $100 in my pocket. I better go home. So that's the kind of show it is. It is wonderful. Well, we got into the front door here in the rear hall, and look who we run into. We have some beautiful girls here. What's your name, nice lady?
Well, it's Jackie Greenway. I'm known
Greenway? You're not related, are you?
I'm known as Skipper's mom.
I just call you Mom.
That's it.
Good
That's
enough.
it. Lots of
And who's this lady?
Sherry Burton.
Are you one of T.J. Johnson's people? Are
Absolutely, one of the best military dealers in the country.
He is.
World.
He's probably the most well thought of, except for me.
Well, that's true.
How are we doing with the souvenirs? You girls got some great looking stuff here this year.
We do, and we have these new cotton shirts this year.
Boy, aren't they great?
They are. They're very nice, and they've
Look at the way those emblems jump out.
Yes, they do.
Yeah.
They're very nice.
I would think today will be a big day.
Well, let's
And-
hope so.
Yeah.
And Skipper came up with this new material for
Boy,
these.
that's really nice.
It is.
Yeah. Wow. Got them in all different sizes?
Yes, and colors.
We got a lot of double X guys walking around here, so I hope we're
Well,
stocked up with
We're
that.
set for them.
Yeah.
We even have 3X.
3X?
3X.
Well, we don't
can
have anybody that big.
cover- Surely not. Surely not.
Those are the night shirts.
Yeah.
Well, thanks a lot for giving us your time here.
Well,
And I hope there's no charge, but if there is, we'll see under the
Well,
table here.
yeah, okay.
but you do know where to get your souvenirs before you go home.
This is it, right?
This is the place to be.
Well, thanks a lot, and I hope you girls aren't working on a percentage, are you?
Not yet, but you know how Tom is.
Oh, yeah, he's known that way, yeah.
We have to kind of just.
Well, have a good show and make lots of money.
Thank you.
Thanks for talking to us.
And we'll see you next year.
Yeah, that's right.
Yes.
Same place, right here.
Absolutely.
Yes.
All right, girls. But if I do, it's my sale. Well, we made it into the lobby here, and as you can see, there's just nothing but tables here. We're in the rear side of the hall. Pretty soon, it's a Saturday today, and pretty soon we're going to start the live auction. It's going to go all day, starting at 12 o'clock. Gonna be lots of good pieces there, and I'm sure there'll be some bar. You see this guy sitting here? That's one of my oldest friends, Mr. Byron White, and I know Byron, I guess, 35 years. Yeah, how are you?
As far as I have been able to
Doing
tell,
all right. I'm glad to see you here too. I'm glad to see you here. You made a buck, did you?
yeah, I remember
Good. That's great. And sitting next to Mr. White here is one of the most fantastic collectors in the hobby, Mr. Herb Ratner. And he's an antique arms guy, has a wonderful collection. Of course, it's all in the bank, so nobody can ever see it, but that's the way it is, you know. I don't blame him. How are you, Herb? Yeah, I'm fine. Yeah, having a good show, are you? Enjoying yourself?
It's been a nice show, and seeing a bunch of old friends. And,
Well, that's what it's all about, too. Yeah. Well, thanks for talking to us. Now we're walking down the aisle a little bit further, and who do we run into but the famous Doc Mike McElvanna. I always get that wrong.
You do.
Sorry, I do. I always do. Every time I make a check out to you, too, I spell your name wrong. I see you're still working with SA daggers.
Yeah,
huh?
I love my essays.
I
I
know
went
you
from
do.
a high of 361, but I'm starting to thin out now. So,
You got 361
yes,
SA
I did.
daggers.
Yes.
Wow.
And of the 361, one was an RZM, and all the others were early. So
Wow.
I do
And most
love,
of them were different makers, right?
I had all 213 different makers. So.
Have we documented that now? Do we really think that that's how
Yes,
many
we
there
have.
are?
We have the Mixar available. So.
Ah, for you collectors that are really into SAs, Mike has done a list here based on his experience of what's rare, and he's taken the system from 1 to 10, 10 being the rarest of the daggers, and he lists them in that order. It's a great thing, and it's the really the Bible for SA collectors.
It
really
seems
is.
to be well accepted, and
Yeah.
we've been very happy with it because a lot of people are interested in the rare ones, and it's just an aid to collecting the interesting different models and trade making.
And I think it's also had a hand in raising some of the prices too.
I wouldn't know it.
No, of course not. We hope you have a good show, Doc.
Thank you very much, Tom.
Yeah,
It's
good to see you. Coming
Yes, sir.
along here on the aisle, and we're just flabbergasted by all these iron crosses. What the heck is all this? Who are you, sir? You have a familiar face.
I'm Toby Chaffee. I've collected iron crosses for 15 or 16 years old.
That's all?
Yeah, that's all.
And you got all these in that amount of time?
Well, and I have about 300 to work on.
Wow.
So as I filter through them, I'll bring them in for sale.
How's the iron cross market? I guess it's pretty good. I mean,
It's pretty good. I've had a very good show.
what's more symbolic of Germany than an iron cross? You know, maybe a Luger.
Maybe a little.
A Luger. And you can use that to commit suicide when you find out you bought a bad iron cross, right?
Exactly right, which I've done.
Well, I guess you know what the heck you're doing by now with these
I
things.
certainly hope so, but I'm telling you, there's always a surprise in this business.
Yeah, that's true.
Some
isn't
things will come out of a cellar in London.
it? Wow.
You never know where the stuff's going to come
Yeah. You even have a blood order there.
from. They have two of them.
Oh, not one, but two.
And the ribbon, the pocket ribbon.
Wow. What's a blood order going for these days?
These are the second pattern. They're a little bit more reasonable, if you can call it that. They run around $5,000 to $7,000.
Yeah. And it's a metal that everybody wants. I mean, not
absolutely.
everybody can afford it, but
Absolutely.
everybody wants one.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
In my opinion, it's probably one of the prettiest metals next to an iron cross, which is so perfectly
Yeah.
symmetrical.
Yeah.
This being asymmetrical, not always to my liking, but this is a beautiful design. I believe Hitler had something to do with designing this.
I believe so, yeah. Well, it's great to see you. I mean, you're here every year. We really appreciate the loyalty, and I know you're a Max promoter, and thank you so much for coming, Toby. It's always good to see you. Coming down the aisles here, and we ran into one of my old friends, Harry Gold. How are you, Harry? I think I know you for 30 years at least, maybe even longer than that. Yeah, and you're from this area, so you can, I guess, almost commute, but it's still a little far, I guess. Where's Mush Rush Road again? Butler, Pennsylvania. It's up the road about 40 miles, isn't it? Something like that.
Attention in the hall. Neil Guterman to the front reception area, please. Neil Guterman to the reception area, please. Thank you.
We're looking at some of Harry's daggers here, and as you can see, he's got a Postal, a Tino, an RLB, a beautiful hunting cutlass, and even a Hitler Youth Leader's dagger. These are all prime pieces and absolutely the thing that anyone would like to have for their collection. And Harry, you've always been kind of a condition man.
Yes.
And it sort of pays off in the long run, doesn't it?
That's true.
To buy the right condition, because there's always a market.
You're right.
I'm surprised that these aren't scuffed up already, but they'll go today.
I haven't had offers.
Well, you're considering that. Well, thanks for talking to us. Yes, sir. Well, we've made our way into the rear end of the hall here, and Affiliated Auctions from Tallahassee is all set up here, and they're going to start their live auction at noon today. And what they're doing now is displaying all of the things that are going to be sold in the auction. And there's literally hundreds of items here, and you can be sure there's going to be a lot of bargains. Let's walk around here and just pan over some of the things so the collectors can get the idea of what we're selling here.
Hey, Brett. No. These are like 6 papers at a time.
See, we got all kinds of headgear over here, medals and so forth. There's lots of guns on the tables in the rear. There's swords and daggers by the dozen here. It's really going to be an exciting auction. Well, we've come to the tables of probably the most famous man in this hobby, Major Charles Snyder. And I really have to tell collectors that Charlie was the first dealer to realize that there was a business to be done in militaria. And you first started shows when, Charlie? When were you? I think it was in the 60s.
It was, late 60s,
Yeah. How are you?
Magnificent.
You're looking good.
I've been in the hospital in 2 years. Pretty good
Oh, that's great. It's good to see you, buddy. I'll tell you, stay out of the hospital.
shape. Amen. They're no
Yeah.
good.
Yeah.
They're good.
What is this trinket that you're holding here?
It belonged to von Bach, who was the commander of the Barbarossa campaigns. Went into France and Belgium and so forth. It's his baton. There were 27 batons. This is his.
It's a beautiful thing, isn't it?
It is, yes.
You see, it's got Wehrmacht eagles with alternating iron crosses on the staff portion of it, and it's velvet covered. And then on the rear, there's an iron cross, and on the other side, a Wehrmacht eagle. And it has Bach's name engraved around the collar of it.
Right.
I'm probably not using the right terms, but you guys
We
know what
won't
I'm
worry
talking
about
about. Okay. How are you, Charlie? You look good. You do. Are you doing well business-wise? And
Good. Well, yes, good. I've got 30,000 on the website.
that ought to be enough.
Yeah, we keep buying more stuff. It's a disease we call collecting.
Yep. And it is a disease.
It is a disease.
And there's never enough money for it. No matter how much money you have, there never seems to be enough.
That's right. That's right. You always run out of dough.
Yeah. Well, thanks a lot for talking with us.
Yeah, you bet.
We came over here to Spencer Victory's tables. He's not here at the moment, but he certainly does have a beautiful assistant that's taking over for him. What is your name?
I'm Susan.
Hi, Susan, and what's your name?
Alex.
Nice to see you, Alex. Spencer's a young guy that started in the business, I guess it's less than 10 years now. And he's really come up in the world, and he's doing a great job. He certainly knows how to hire the right help, I'll say that. And he's got some really good things here. Look at these pole tops and helmets and hats and boots and flags. And we even have the Fuhrer here. He's in disguise. As you know, at the Mac Show, we're not supposed to have any busts of Hitler displayed. You know how controversial things can be sometimes. So this is a great comic relief in a way. It still gets the point over, but we're following the rules, you know? So I hope you enjoy looking at these things. There's some great stuff here, and get a hold of Spencer. He has a good website, and
Victory Military.
Victory Militaria. Okay. Thanks a lot. Well, right across the aisle here, we're still in the rear end of the hall. Pardon the expression, rear end. But at this point, these are the first tables as you walk in. And who's here? Chris Anderson. How are you, Chris?
I'm doing well, Tom.
Yeah, you're looking good. You're looking spiffy.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, I admire a man with a coat and tie on. I think it's a good image for the industry, and I'm sure it reflects in your sales. You're very successful, aren't you?
We're doing well, and I try to project a professional image.
You got some wonderful things here. Is that a Goering tunic? Or
No, it's not. It's a Luftwaffe Generals.
Oh, that's all.
It's a Luftwaffe Generals, but it's not a Goering.
Wow, that's really beautiful. And I guess if it's in white like that, it's for the summer.
For summer dress.
I noticed Herman Goering wore his in January. He didn't care, right?
Herman Goering could wear whatever he wanted, whenever he wanted.
So how's business been? You know, we're in a recession, but
we're having a good MAC show, and we're happy to be here.
Good.
And we look forward to it every year.
That's great. And you're teamed up with Dr. Ron Distelhorst,
Yes,
are
I
you
am.
not?
Yes, I am.
Yeah. Well, where's he?
Ron is more than likely out looking for more world-class military for our website.
Do you find a lot of stuff here at the MAC?
We do. It's a great opportunity to find military.
Are things priced where you can buy something and still make a buck?
Oftentimes, yes.
Yeah, well, that's good.
More and more great things are becoming available and turning up.
What's your real specialty in the hobby? What's the thing that you like the most or know the most about?
Well, personally, I enjoy Third Reich headgear, but I've also enjoyed cloth insignia and medals and uniforms and helmets.
Speaking of headgear, I like the way you part your hair too. It looks good.
I admire yours too, Tom.
Thank you. It's nice of you to say so.
Okay.
So headgear's your big thing. Well, we wish you very well, and thank you so much for coming to the show. It's always great to have
Thank you, Tom.
Your tables always look so great when you walk from the front hall in the back hall. Whoa, look at this. So, I know you're going to do one of the most learned people, I would say, in our hobby here is Mr. Ross Kalbal, do you pronounce it? Kalbal. Ross last night did a seminar on researching SS serial numbers, and it was fantastic. People just loved it. All day this morning, people have been telling me how great the seminar was. And Ross, introduce yourself and tell us about your background.
Well, my name Ross Kalbal. I was a high school teacher for a number of years, teaching American history. But I've had a lifelong interest in history ever since I was a little kid. Got interested in Civil War and World War II, and collected relics along the way. And I got very much into the 1970s. I got particularly interested in early photography, American photography in the 20th century, and that's really where I cut my teeth on being able to do research, because I wanted to know who the people were that made the photographs, and about the people who were photographed as much as possible, which also, as you got into all these things, will give you an advantage as a collector. And I honed my skills in working in records, and through that research, I became aware of the World War II records at the National Archives in College Park. And
so you've done a great deal of research in the National Archives.
Yes, both Civil War and now into World War II.
So I guess you really know the ropes in there, and
it's knowing what's available, how to access it, the hoops you have to jump through to deal with an institution. To be able to access the information, and then the thrill of the discovery.
It is a thrill too.
It's an
isn't
absolute thrill. Still, since I've been focusing on the research for identifying the numbered SS daggers, I've identified almost 200, and every time these were daggers that were previously unidentified 5 years ago.
And that was because they were not officer daggers, right?
Right. So it's still a thrill today when I get a hit. And here at the show, I identified one dagger that was out on the floor. And I was contacted by a collector in Germany who had one. I was able to identify his dagger.
That's
and
wonderful.
Then I was contacted by somebody who bought a dagger from you that I was able to identify.
Well,
his
I'm
dagger.
glad I got a piece of the action.
Indirectly, you did on that one. So
That's really good.
It's exciting. It's been a great show for those kind of to meet the people I've done research for, and
Well, we're thrilled to have you here, and it's, you know, you're bringing the hobby to another level now, and that's really important because it's a great hobby. The history, I mean, you couldn't write it if it didn't happen. I mean, it's just so to be able to document things and present it in the historical mode that it should be is very, very important. Because as you know, there's the public, general public, still has a stigma over a lot of these things, and we just want it to become plain history one of these days, and we're almost there. And through efforts of guys like Ross, that's happening. What's your website or your contact?
www.ssdaggers.com.
That should be pretty easy to remember. Did you get that? www.ssdaggers.com. Write to Ross and you'll be thrilled. He does great things, and he's also a very nice man.
And part of this is Tom's fault. His book on SS Daggers that I spent a lot of time studying and building on your research.
Well, thank you so much for saying that.
So much of what we do is building on the shoulders of others.
Well, that's true, isn't it?
So I can't take the credit for everything I've done. There's many other people who put much time in to get me where I am.
Thanks again. We're walking down the aisles here, and you'll only see this at the Mac Show. Who the heck do we run into? The famous, I'm telling you, the famous Bob McCarthy. Everybody knows that name. This guy was the first guy to recognize values in German things and went through your whole neighborhood, didn't you?
Yep.
And when did you start collecting, Bob?
I was 10 years old, 1950.
1950. Now that's got to be the
Brooklyn Eagle route. I went to all my customers asking for German stuff, and that's what got me going.
So you just, every time you'd make a stop to sell them something, you'd ask them if they had any military.
No, I would deliver them the paper. I was a paper boy.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah,
I see.
I would deliver the paper.
Wow, that's great.
And, oh, I got some great stuff. They were great
I
years.
know.
Good years.
Things that, let's say you bought for $100, over the years they went up the values like 50,000, 80,000, didn't they? I mean,
well,
it's
I had what, 4 daggers I sold for $200,000.
Wow.
I had 4,500 in it.
It must have been really a thrill for you, wasn't it?
Yeah, wonderful.
You had a great life, didn't you?
Can't complain. I got a Deutsche Auftrag Standard. Guy gave me an SS.
Gave it to you.
Gave it. The only one anybody ever seen. Now it's in Virginia somewhere.
I don't know what this doesn't happen anymore, but
Hey,
Bob, you're the greatest.
Hey, thank you.
And you've shared your knowledge over the years. You've always been willing to show people things and point out the nuances.
I give lectures on your and yes.
And you've done that too. You did a seminar one year, I remember.
Yeah. Maybe next year I'll give you one. 64 years of sickness.
Yeah, it is sickness.
It's sickness. Walking around with holes in your socks.
Yeah, but for a good purpose.
Good purpose.
Thank you so much for talking to us. It's so good to see you. Thank you. Well, we just came into the front hall now of this convention center. I think you're getting an idea of the size, and just look at this place. It's packed with all kinds of militaria, dealers, customers. We got a break today. It's raining outside, so their wife wouldn't let them rake the leaves. So they came to the show instead.
Take his picture. He wants to be in the catalog more.
I didn't know I was being followed.
We got you.
I got a good shot of my butt. Yeah, the best part.
Boy, look at these SS uniforms. Wow.
How you doing, Tom? Good. Good show.
Well, we're progressing through the show, and you can just get an idea of looking down here against the wall and see the people that it's just fantastic. We're not supposed to be showing swastikas here, but we do, and we're coming down. we have a great looking table here with an even better looking woman. So that's we've decided to stop and just take advantage of her.
All the women at the Mac Show.
I got your back. They do. Where are we here? Who are you, sir?
Tom Whiteman, Legacy Collectibles, and we have an assortment of mostly Sherman pistols.
It looks like you got some nice Lugers here.
Nice Lugers. And
Who are these
Walters.
handsome people?
My trusted assistants.
Who are you?
Andrew.
Andrew?
Yes.
And what's her name?
Danielle, the writer of SS.
Aha! And what have you written here, Danielle?
I don't know, take a look.
Let me see that. Hold that book up, would you?
For some reason it says Steve on it.
It's my code name.
Your code name is Steve?
My other identity.
Just about PPs and PPKs, huh?
Yep.
Yes, it is.
Oh, that's good.
We have
The
a
more
rare
information, the
rare
better.
maker over here. PK42.
That banana?
Yeah. There you go, party leader. Party leader.
Oh, look at there. See now, collectors, here's a gun that if you like political party things, this is the ultimate. These things are, what are they, 15, 20 grand anymore in
Yeah,
that
but
neighborhood?
that one can be yours for only $10,000.
That's not too bad.
It's not bad at all.
Is that cash or check?
I'll take either.
Okay.
And you know a little bit about these. That would go with it.
Well, that's this collector's is a golden party badge, and it's the bigger size. You know, they wore the bigger size on their uniform and the smaller size on their lapel if they were out in civilian. A couple of really classy things here. Well, you having a good show, Tom?
I'm having a great show. Best show of the year.
That's wonderful to hear.
Good. Thanks so much.
I hope
Thanks
you
for
make a
putting this
buck.
on. Oh, yeah.
I'm thrilled
Always.
to. Thanks for bringing all these great
Oh, you know
guns.
what? Pull out that gold one. That you just have to.
Yeah, that's a crowd pleaser.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, one of your friends is looking at that one. Keeps coming back.
I hope he comes back with money. I always like gold things. Doesn't matter. Did you hear that comment? She said, me too. Typical woman. Here we are. This is really a fantastic gun. It has ivory grip plates, and it has a dedication on it, as well as the most beautiful engraving you'll ever see. What are we looking at here, Tom?
Well, I put on there the price is more than you have.
Not the price. Not the price.
But
What is it? What is
it's
it?
deeply engraved. It's made in the late 30s, probably 38, 39, and actually there's Hitler's gun, Himmler's gun, all in the same serial range. There's a block of engraved guns. So it went to somebody real important, but we don't know who.
Don't know who. Let me try to guess. What's a gun like this worth, just in general?
25 to 30,000.
That's all? Yeah.
That's all. Yeah, you know, if that was a dagger, it would be worth a lot more.
Yeah, it would. It would. Boy, it's
your
really
dagger?
beautiful. Oh, this one. I'll sell this to you. Thank you very much.
Sure. Thanks for stopping by.
Good to see you.
Good to see you.
I hope you do well. Well, everybody does well.
Yeah, we do great. It's a
Yeah,
great
that's
show.
another thing too. If you have nice things, there's no way that you're not going to do well. Here we are. We've come over to Gerhard Windbiel's table, and he has his lovely wife, Leonie, here. She helps him out a lot. And how's business been? Is it a good show?
Excellent.
You have a wonderful display here. It's just fantastic. I was kind of enthralled by this miniature general's uniform here. What is this?
It's a children's tunic for store display.
Well, if you were a sergeant, you couldn't get your kid a general.
No, you had
so
to be a general.
his father had to be a general.
Absolutely, yeah.
I used to collect child's uniforms, but I've never ever seen a general's version. I would say that's extremely rare. Yeah, I love that. Even the Iron Cross is miniaturized.
Right, and original miniature boots.
Look at these boots. I would say this would be for a 4 or 5 year old, maybe 6 year old.
No,
kid.
6, 7.
Yeah. Even has the red stripe on the breeches. I mean, it's just a wonderful, wonderful item.
It was a cavalry general.
Yeah. Wow.
And that period is early 30s, up to 35, I would say.
You can tell that from the bullion work, or
from the bullion work, from the cut of the tunic.
Yeah.
You know.
Even the Gold Eagles miniaturized,
Right.
isn't it? So would that have been like a one-off, I guess? They couldn't have made, did they make that specially for the uniform?
Most likely, sure.
Yeah, that's what I've never seen.
Color tips are specially made
That's
for.
right, they're smaller too. Wow.
The half size, you know, the finest embroidery. So
I can imagine. Well, you have some really great things here. Some of these standards and flags.
Here,
and SS Schillenbaum, is that what you call them? Yeah. Jingling Johnny to us ignorant Americans.
Deutschland DEF.
Wow.
Notice the yellow, the white females compared to the white gold ones for the army.
Wow.
And,
so the eagle is special for the SS type.
Yeah.
Wow.
And,
I would think that there can't be any other. I've never seen another one. That's really a rare item. Beautiful.
Yeah.
Really beautiful. And is that the right bird on the top?
That is the right bird. The silvering is
yeah, the
disappeared.
silvering is going.
Yeah.
It looks like it was a zinc base and it just didn't hold the plating.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. Well, that's a wonderful thing. Everything here, you've really got some great stuff. And a nice looking wife too, I must say. we know you a long time, Gerhard. We get back to, I guess, the 70s.
Yep.
Think about that, yeah. You used to, I guess you still do, you go to Germany a lot to get things, don't you, back and forth? And
sure.
Are you still finding things in Deutschland?
No, I find more things here nowadays.
Really? So save the travel money and stay here. No. Here we are, we're over in the corner of the front entrance to the building, and look who we run into here, one of the most famous guys in the hobby. What's your name, sir?
Read my tag.
Bill Shea. Bill, we know each other, God, 35 years.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, it's always, you come to every show.
Haven't missed one.
You do well here, I'm sure.
I have done well. I've done very, very well most years. And there's only two types of shows that I have at the Max.
Yeah.
One is good, and one is great.
Good.
And this one's been very good.
That's what we like to hear.
It's actually been very good in light of the economy and things that are going on. I thought the show was extremely well organized. I feel this is a very good location to show. It may not be the most centrally located spot, but the place is well lit.
It's really a great hall.
Aisles are wide. You know, there's plenty of room for dealers. I sincerely appreciate the fact that I have this location, even though I'm in the corner.
It's a nice corner,
that's
though.
Right, it's a nice corner. And the fact that I'm able to put things on the back here for more than one reason. I'm able to bring more inventory, number one, and I'm also able to have a security factor.
Well, that's true, yeah. You don't have somebody from behind going after you.
Yeah.
Who's this character you got standing next to you?
This is my pal, Kevin Bourgeois, and I've known Kevin since just about the time he got out of diapers.
I think he collects SA daggers, doesn't he, or some awful thing like that?
He's got one or two.
I think he does.
As a matter of fact, I've been told that Kevin's going to have more than a half a dozen pieces in the upcoming SA book.
That could be. There probably is more than a half a dozen pieces.
So,
I know we have a wonderful room that he gave us, an Eichhorn, I believe it was.
Yeah, whole collection. I think it was 6 of them that I sent you up one time.
Right.
I think I'm up to 9 pieces now.
That's wonderful. You're enjoying the show, I guess?
Absolutely.
Yeah, that's good. Good to see you here.
Meeting you was one of my highlights.
Wow, thank you very much.
And would you like to meet the rest of my staff?
Yes, I would. Yeah.
Come on now.
Yeah.
This is Jeff Demers.
Hi, Jeff. Tom Whitman. How are you, sir?
Jeff is my photographer, and he has really done a great job in terms of doing the thing that we know and love best, and that's blades, and really making the magic come alive.
It's a difficult thing to photograph, too.
And I've been extremely pleased, and
that's good.
That presentation has given me a lot more visibility and a lot more success on the...
Well, as we both know, on the internet, you got to have good pictures. And 90% of the sale, of course, is what the item looks like. So it really has to be a good job. So congratulations to you, because I know Mr. Shea is knocking them dead on his website. You need a raise.
All right, yeah.
And who's this
I'm the
character
guy.
over here?
This character right here is my son Patrick.
Yes.
And he is now a full-time member of the staff of the Ruptured Duck.
I remember that. He joined you about
4 years ago.
Yeah.
And what started as a little flicker has now become a forest fire. And
Isn't that
it's
great?
You know, by nature, I've always been a teacher, and as you know, willing to share information and
very much so.
Mentored a lot of collectors along the way.
Bill Shea is very famous for his ability to share information with collectors, and as a result, he has the faith of his collectors too. People not only buy these things, they're buying Shea too, and he stands behind everything that he sells. And he really knows a lot about the hobby, and I'm not just talking about blades or metals or whatever, cloth, headgear. It's mind-boggling how much Bill has learned over these years. He does a great job, and he's a tremendous asset to this collecting community. It looks like you brought a ton of stuff.
Yeah, I brought a nice cross-section, and that's exactly what you need. You need to have things like from reference books and some inexpensive daggers, and you keep the people at your table longer by doing that. You have more of an opportunity, and you never know, they might spy something else while they're there.
Oh, this is true, yeah.
And a good salesman, like both you and I are, will also say, what else do you have in mind? Possibly there might be something under the table, too.
Well,
you never know.
This has been known to happen. Yeah. I delight in that trick myself.
Yeah.
Collectors love to see something coming out from under the table that nobody else has seen.
Yeah, absolutely. They get first crack at it.
Yeah.
And just this morning, it being Saturday morning when the general public is in, I just bought a very nice paratrooper helmet that is absolutely one step removed from a vet. And it was nice to see, and I was glad that he made it down to this corner of the hall.
Is that beauty around?
Yeah, it is a matter of fact. That's what I pulled that up.
You got to look at this rack of hats here. You know, do you think they're Army NCO or something? No way. Look at all those SS hats, Allgemein as well as Waffen SS. And Bill's going to share with us this paratrooper helmet that he just bought this morning.
Absolutely. Wow. And the important thing, first and foremost, of course, is that it's real. And that's a very nice early spanner bolt, single decal example.
The decal's wonderful on it.
The decal is nice. You know, when you turn it over and you look at the neoprene pads, you look at the liner. You know, people say, well, it smells right. When it comes to a paratrooper helmet, it smells right. There isn't much
Very
smell. Oh yeah, that neoprene after 70 years. But here's the neat thing. The idea that I've owned as many paratrooper helmets as I have, and that is about up to about 1,000 paratrooper helmets.
Is that so? Wow, that is
over the years,
that's remarkable.
Some more than once. But when you get to the point of having as many as I have, then you become comfortable. When you see a paratrooper helmet that looks like this, and you turn it around, and you have an anomaly. Just as Mr. Whitman would understand anomalies.
Yes.
Here is an example of an early Fallschirmjäger helmet that has a mismatched bolt on it. In fact, it isn't even a bolt anymore.
I noticed that, but I didn't want to say anything.
Yep. It's a split rivet.
Yeah.
And so you look at that and you say, then you talk more to the person, and the fellow that brought it to me was in a wheelchair, and he said he got it from his neighbor, whose name was Dale Jones, who was an aircraft mechanic, and he gave me more details about the fellow. He's from Pennsylvania. He told me that he's going to send me pictures of the guy.
Oh, that's nice. That'll make for a real nice package.
And the fact that there was a depot nearby where all the troops were surrendering and leaving their equipment behind, and he pulled it right off that. And you know, if you saw that on a table and it was a dealer that you didn't know, you may question something like that. But then you got to look, and you got to understand that when you look at that and you look at the interior, that split washer's been there forever. Ever. Absolutely untouched. And one of the liabilities of the early para helmets was that these spanner bolts became loose. So it probably fell off, they replaced it with what they had, and there you go. So,
isn't it true that the German things are not absolutely perfection every time you get them?
That's the first time I've heard that.
Yeah. Because new collectors, you know, they've heard, oh, the workmanship is the best and everything has to fit right and all the parts have to be from the same vintage and all. Don't you every day see that that's not true?
You know, and I think it's part of our responsibility as dealers to explain those differences, and you know, and when you get into the rationale behind that, why it happened, then they go, well, that kind of makes sense. You have lines that are spread out over 3,000 miles. You have, you know, a supply lines that you know need to be modified in order to address the needs of the troops.
Well, just that helmet is a great example of what we're talking about.
Necessity is a mother.
And the best thing is that if somebody around here, I'm not naming any names, was selling that helmet, they might have a problem with that. But see, when you talk to Mr. Shea, I have enough confidence right now that I would buy that helmet from him without any reservation at all, because what he says makes sense, and he's not full of shit either. He knows what he's talking about.
Are you the one that used to go on cruises all the time?
That was my sister too.
Oh, we just want to let you know that the MAC show for next year is going to be October 5th and 6th here in the same place. It's a great convention center here. Give my son Robbie a call and make sure you get a table. I told you before we were full now, so you're going to have to queue up here and make plans in advance.